In the manga, Will's true origin is talked about by Finn, saying he has a long road ahead before he reaches his origin, but what exactly is he talking about? If you remember, in the anime, Will was shown with what I believe is his mother and father, Finn the Sword, and the Mage Queen Mercedes. It was mentioned by them that one day Wand and Sword would come together to protect the world, which makes a lot of sense since in the last episodes of the anime, Will was shown to be able to combine both into his magical sword Whis. We know that in the anime and even in the manga, Will doesn't have much control over it, which could mean that what Finn was referring to was Will being able to withstand and use the full extent of his power, since we know that it's most likely needed to fight back against the invaders. There's also a possibility that just like one of the enemies in the manga, some invaders might have a nullification against either magic or sword, meaning you would need the help of both sides to win, which is why she created someone who could use both. This also might link to why she appears inside of him. If we take a deeper dive, the Mage Queen was the one who created the Magia Vander over 500 years ago. If the scene we saw in the anime was around the same time, it kinda makes Will being the baby she was holding a little weird, since we know Will and Elfaria are the same age, but we'll get back to that later. After she created the Magia Vander, they then created the barrier to keep out the invaders who were trying to most likely destroy the world, since they probably didn't have enough power or means to defeat them all. Which would link to why she had Will, since he has the ability to unite both sides. If you don't know, Will has the ability to not only use a sword, but also magic. He couldn't use it for most of the anime since his body hoards magic and stores it deep inside of him, preventing him from using it, but in the last episodes of the anime and even in the manga, he's able to use his magic Whis. It allows him to absorb spells and load his sword, turning it into a magical sword. Since he didn't know how to use magic, he had no way of activating this ability by himself, which is why he can only activate it with the help of other people's spells. That moment in the anime isn't the first time he's activated it though, since he has activated it many times before, but since his body was too weak to handle it, he would lose his memory, which is why he believed he didn't have any magic. This also links with in the manga, when Will's mind was being invaded by someone he was fighting, we saw that a lot of his memories had blank spots, which could be times where he used Whis. In this chapter, we also saw Mercedes inside of his mind. She not only saved him, but in this moment, Will showed a new level of power. His eye ended up being changed to Mercedes' eye, which most likely means she took over his body, and he had a new overpowered ability, Melgitor. It was way stronger than anything he's used before. So what we can take from this is that Mercedes is most likely the source of his magic, Whis. This would also make her being inside of him make more sense, since she would be the reason why he's so strong. In this same fight is when Finn said Will had a long way to go before he reaches his origin, which like I said could mean before he could make full use of Mercedes' power, since he did end up collapsing right after she used one ability. What this could also mean is that Will could be a host for Mercedes to help protect the world, since she knew in the future it would be in trouble. Going back to the 500-year thing, it could be that she planted her soul inside of him, which is why she's still alive. And as for Will, I saw a theory saying that Finn could have taken him to the future somehow, maybe with the help of Mercedes, and left Will at the orphanage. Let me hear your theories down below. If you enjoyed, watch one of the videos on the screen. Since you might enjoy them as well, like and subscribe.